The chess players, bear with me for a minute. I want to talk about an idea. I want to have a bit of a thought experiment with you. So I've been playing chess for a long time, and I hit a ceiling of 1800 on lichess.org for maybe like 2 or 3 years. And then the pandemic happened, and I started to improve, but not in the way that I suspected, right? So we do a lot of work as chess players. Like, I think it's pretty consistent with every serious player that we read the books, we will listen to our favorite lectures from our favorite grandmasters. We practice in chess clubs, we play online. I mean, we do the work, we do puzzles, right? We do the work. And it's like you're improving, and then it kind of, as you get up higher, as understandably so, it gets harder and harder to go up, and then you kind of hit this ceiling. And mine was around 1800, and maybe I would just like fluctuate between 1850 and 1750, right? And it would get harder and harder. And then like sometimes I would just stop playing. I would walk away from chess, do something else, feel good about myself from succeeding in some area, some other domain in life, and then come back to it and get frustrated again after a little while. But during the pandemic was interesting because we were all quarantined, isolated, and personally, like, I had to look within myself to find a way to kind of cope with these challenges. Like feeling lonely, feeling tired, feeling burnt out, and I was doing my master's program at the time. It just seemed like so much. And as I was figuring that out, it's like I was learning like coping skills. I was learning to like manage my emotions, if that makes sense. Actually, to clarify that, I mean, like, I deal with a lot of anxiety, excuse me, over the board, especially in person. But even online, when like I get to a difficult position, I would feel anxious. And I started to recognize in my games that I'd never really dealt with that. I never figured out how I could deal with that anxiety. It just kind of compounded on top of itself. But just to give you a brief example, like something as simple as learning to walk away from the position and coming back after doing a little bit of breathing. And I mean, for me, it didn't have to be like intensive breathing exercises. I just needed to step away and just not think about it for a second, to come back and let my anxiety go down, and then I could make a better decision. And it was important because it would happen in very key moments in my games. And just doing that alone definitely went up like 50, 100 points. Like just identifying like what emotions I was feeling during the game, and like just acknowledging it and doing a little something about it made a huge difference, right? So I really started to run with that. And now I think my peak is 2208 on Lichess, which is a 400 point difference from what my ceiling was before, which is fascinating to me. And I've definitely dove in deeper into it. And I'll definitely share with you guys in future videos on different steps that I took. And I say all this to kind of get a sense, because I would like to hear some from you guys as chess players, because I only really can speak from my personal experience. I'm also a psychotherapist, so I have clients, and I've maybe had 1 or 2 clients that play chess, but generally I have clients that deal with like emotional regulation issues, critical thinking challenges. So it's not as chess related per se, but I've applied it to myself and found use for it. And I'm curious about you as a chess player. What are some maybe odd or different ways of improvement that you've used that may not be emotional regulation, but it may be exercise, or it may be something very specific that just clicked for you, that helped you grow? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Thanks.